I never wanted to take my sister's place, not in love, not in life, and definitely not at the altar. But sometimes, fate shoves you into the spotlight when all you've ever wanted was to stay in the wings. My name is Meher. I'm the quiet one, the second daughter. My elder sister, Sana, was the star, beautiful, ambitious, and always the one who turned heads. Me? I was the shadow she left behind. And yet, here I was, walking down the aisle wearing a bridal dress meant for her, towards a man I'd never met, Zayan Shah, a wealthy businessman, intelligent, charming, and blind. It started just 3 days earlier. Sana stormed into our living room, her face red with panic. "I can't do it," she whispered, clutching her phone. "I'm not marrying a blind man. I don't care how rich he is." My parents froze. The Shah family was powerful. This alliance had taken months to arrange. Dad's business relied on it, and Mom had already spread the news through half our city. "You will not shame us," Dad roared. "The wedding is in 3 days." "I won't show up," Sana snapped. "I'll disappear if I have to." That night, my parents locked themselves in their bedroom and argued for hours. When they came out, their eyes locked on me. "Meher," Mom said quietly, "you're going to take her place." I laughed at first. I thought it was a joke. But the serious look in their eyes said otherwise. "No one's ever seen you two together. His condition, he won't know. It's a contract marriage anyway. 6 months. Until his surgery," Dad added. "Then we figure something out." "You want me to trick him?" I gasped. "That's cruel." "You're saving this family," Mom hissed. "We gave you everything. Now it's your turn." I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. But I didn't. Instead, I stood before a man I didn't know, trembling in a bridal dress that wasn't mine, saying vows I didn't mean, hoping the truth wouldn't destroy him or me. Zayan was different. From the moment we met after the ceremony, he was gentle and calm. He didn't touch me, didn't press for anything. He just smiled and said, "I hope I can make this easy for you." I nodded silently, knowing I wasn't the woman he believed me to be. Our wedding night wasn't romantic, it was painfully awkward. I sat on the edge of the bed, avoiding eye contact even though he couldn't see. "You sound quieter than I imagined," he said softly. "But maybe that's not a bad thing." I blinked. "Is that disappointing?" He chuckled. "No, just unexpected. But I've learned not to expect much from sight." He spoke so openly about his blindness. He'd lost his vision at 18 in a car crash that killed his parents. Built his business from scratch afterward. The world admired his mind and his fortune. But I could tell he missed more than sight. He missed trust. And here I was, the ultimate betrayal. The days turned into weeks. And slowly, something shifted. We found a rhythm. I read to him. He'd ask questions, listen carefully. He was warm, kind, curious, and funny. I started forgetting I was pretending. Until every laugh felt real. Every moment dangerously honest. One night, while I was reading poetry aloud to him, he interrupted. "I like your voice," he murmured. My heart skipped. "Thank you. You smell different than I remember," he added. I froze. "What do you mean?" "The first time we met, months ago, you wore jasmine oil. You don't anymore." My pulse quickened. I ran out. He nodded, thoughtful. Then said nothing. But I could feel the weight of his silence. He was beginning to sense something wasn't right. A week later, everything changed. His surgeon called with good news. A donor had been found. A risky but possible corneal transplant. If successful, Zayan might see again. He was stunned. "Would you want me to go through with it?" he asked me that night. I hesitated. "Of course. Why wouldn't I?" "I don't know," he said. "You seem scared." Because when he saw me, he'd know. I wasn't Sana. The surgery was scheduled within 2 weeks. And each day closer felt like a countdown to the end of whatever strange, sweet thing we'd built. I began to pull away. I made excuses to avoid conversations. I stopped reading to him. I didn't laugh at his jokes. But he noticed. "You're not happy," he said one night. "I'm just tired," I lied. "You've been different since the surgery was scheduled." "I'm fine," I insisted, too harshly. He went quiet again. But I saw the pain behind his blank eyes. He cared. And I was hurting him. The night before his surgery, he turned to me as we lay in bed, separated by inches that now felt like miles. "I don't know what's going on," he whispered. "But I want you to know. I care about you. And if there's something you're afraid of, you can tell me." I opened my mouth. But no words came. Because how do you say, "I'm not the woman you married. I'm her sister"? Instead, I got up and left the room. He had the surgery the next morning. It went well. But the bandages would stay on for 2 more days. When he came home, I avoided him. I couldn't face it. I packed my bags in secret. I'd leave before the truth hit him like a wrecking ball. But fate caught me. The morning the bandages came off, I was still there. I don't know why. Maybe some foolish hope that he wouldn't hate me. Maybe I wanted to see his eyes when he saw me. When the nurse gently unwrapped the gauze, Zion blinked rapidly, then shielded his face from the light. After a few minutes, he looked around. Then his eyes landed on me. A long, heavy silence followed. Then, softly, "You're not Sana." Tears blurred my vision. "No," I whispered. "I'm Meher." His jaw tightened. "Why?" I sank to my knees. "Because she ran away. My parents begged me. Said it was only for 6 months. Said you'd never know. I didn't want to. I swear. But then, I met you. And you were kind. And honest. And I kept lying." His face was unreadable. "Do you love me?" he asked, eyes never leaving mine. "Yes," I choked out. "And I'm so sorry." He looked away. "I trusted you." "I know. I would have loved you, Meher. If you'd just told me the truth." My heart cracked. He didn't yell. He didn't scream. He just stood up, walked out of the room, and shut the door behind him. I stayed that night, hoping, praying. But he didn't come back. The next morning I left. I moved back in with my parents, but things weren't the same. Dad was furious at how things fell apart. Mom was cold. And Sana? She was in Dubai, pretending nothing had happened. I applied for jobs. Tried to move on. But Zion haunted me. Every book I opened, every poem I read, I heard his voice beside me. 3 months passed. Then, one afternoon, I got a letter. Handwritten. From him. "Meher, you lied. But you also gave me the first moments of peace I've had in years. You listened. You cared. You never treated me like I was broken. You were real, even when everything else wasn't. I'm not writing to forgive you. Not yet. I'm writing to ask you something. Will you meet me where we had our first real conversation, the garden bench outside the lake house? Tomorrow. Noon. If you don't come, I'll understand. But I hope you will. Zion." I didn't sleep that night. At noon, I stood at the lake house garden, trembling. He was already there, sitting on the bench, hands folded. He looked up as I approached. "You came," he said. I wasn't sure I should. "I wasn't sure either," he admitted. We sat in silence for a moment. Then he said, "After everything, do you still mean it?" "Mean what?" "That you love me." I turned to face him. Yes. I never stopped. He looked into my eyes, really looked. Then gently reached out and took my hand. "I don't know what we are now. But I want to find out. Honestly. No more lies." Tears spilled down my cheeks. I nodded. "No more lies." He smiled faintly. And for the first time, I saw the real Zion, not the blind millionaire, not the betrayed husband, but a man willing to start over. And maybe, just maybe, I could start over too. With him. As Meher. Not in the shadows anymore, but in the light.